sun always has me seen.
Looking back on all the chances that I missed, some I held, some slipped away. One street over where my memories exist, I wondered what would change, I really couldn't say. In this life there's nothing certain, except the curtain that rises to the stage. Silly games of second guessing, I just forget the lessons that I couldn't learn. Because one street over there's a life I could have known, that would have kept me from the one I had today. Except the curtain that rises to the stage. Silly games of second guessing, I just forget the lessons that I couldn't learn. Because one street over there's a life I could have known, would have kept me from what I had today.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. What you doing, Robertson County? This is 1100 WSGI. I'm U-Turn LaVern, and this is One Street Over. If you're just, new to the area and you're like, what in the world is this? Well, this is an opportunity for us to tell you what's happening. One street over from where you live in, and that's an original tune by Rich Top Ramblers that sings us in every morning. It's just what's happening in Robertson County and points beyond, and we just love visiting with you. It is fall break, and I'm a teacher, so everybody's wondering, what in the world am I doing in here? Well, I love doing this, and I've had, Lee Marie asked me if I was going to take some time off for fall break, but I've had to miss so much because I'm a new teacher, I'm a career teacher, so I'm having to take all those classes that they require of us, and so I'm having to miss because of that. So I was like, I'm just going to work fall break. So I'm so glad to be here, and I'm so glad that my guests want to join me. And I knew Lee Marie was working on booking everything yesterday because we had a last minute cancellation that happens because schedules get wonky and all of that. And she said, we've got Carol Carter. She is standing by, coming in at 7:30 with Curated Collections because, guys, we're on the cusp of Halloween and Thanksgiving and Christmas, and so she's going to talk to us all about that and making home beautiful. But a man who I just love dearly, County Commissioner Martin Morgan, is in the house with me today. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing great, LaVern.
It's so good to see you. You're just a joy. You're just one of those people. I was telling Mark, my husband, I said, yes. I said, Martin's coming in. I said, he just brings light, and that's what we want to be, And and you're always smiling and just full of joy. And so Lee Marie suggested you come in. I'm like, oh, absolutely. You're always fun to talk to. How's life? How are you doing?
It's on a fast lane. I'm enjoying life. It's great in Springfield, Tennessee. Robertson County is a wonderful place to live.
How are you acclimating to the position of county commissioner?
I'm every week learning something new.
Yeah.
Last week, I got to go with several other county commissioners to tour the Electrolux building facility and schools and farms. It was wonderful.
Yeah, y'all popped into Springfield, didn't you? Springfield High School?
Yeah.
Yeah, because see, my husband, some people still don't know what's going on with my husband and I. We're both teaching now. We're career teachers. He's the new, there's two criminal justice teachers at Springfield, and he's one of those. And everybody's like, well, he's not a police officer. Well, his education, his undergraduate and masters are all in criminal justice field. Okay. And so that's why he's like me. He's got classes he's got to take. So we're just all over the place, but we're having so much fun with these kiddos. And he mentioned that you guys were visiting. And so that's really cool. But the chamber brought y'all around.
Yeah, right.
Chamber of Commerce, yes. And that is so, it's fascinating to see what's going on in Robertson County, in Springfield, and it's exciting. It's a little overwhelming at times
Yeah, these kids are doing so wonderful. I mean, the robotics program and others that they're in culinary. I mean, these kids are getting training that they're going to be ready to graduate and go right into business.
Yes, that's the goal, and I love to see it because it's the mentoring program, and it is helping the kids so much just launch out into adulthood a little more prepared.
Yeah,
and so I just can't say enough about it. And some of these programs, I mean, they're getting OSHA training, they're getting certification for food handling, and,
welding, all kinds of stuff.
Oh, the welding program. I mean, the ones when kiddos tell me that they're interested in welding, I'm excited for them because it's extremely lucrative. It's very high paying. Now they come to me with audio video, and I have to just teach. I have to pour some truth into them because it's a very difficult field. It's a very difficult field to make a living in, and it's something we need in every aspect of what we do now. But it is entertainment, and the entertainment field is cutthroat, man. And so, that's one of the. I tell my principal though, every single kid in that school needs to go through audio video training for one semester, just because they're all broadcasters. Every single one of them, because of that phone in their pocket. But anyway, that was our hello. People come in, they're like, "What are we going to talk about for 30 minutes?" It's like, well, it takes me 10 minutes to say hi to you, just to regroup. So, Lee Marie said several things. I know you're a deeply spiritual person, so you've got some spiritual things you want to share with us. She said something about you have a special way to learn the 10 Commandments, or what was it she was telling me?
I've been doing that for about 25 years. It's just teaching kids primarily how to memorize the 10 Commandments in just a few steps.
Okay. Because, I mean, that doesn't seem like a huge challenge, but just a little one. I was thinking, well, this might be something I can use with my grandbabies and teach them, because anything we can do to get the word in them to where it's just on the tip of their tongue and recall, because that's what we need. We just don't understand how desperately we need that. And I love that idea. But then what else does she say? What else does she prep you to come talk about? She's such a great producer, but she said several things.
Besides the things I need to do and do with the county commissioner responsibilities, working with something called SOS for the students, which is using the 1952 Supreme Court decision, which was allowing students to study the Bible during school hours as long as it's parental permission, privately funded, and off campus.
Okay.
And so every week I go with a group in White House. That's where we meet. But it's for Robertson County and Sumner County and any counties that want to participate in that. It's happening in a lot of other counties across America. Okay. So far, not in Robertson County.
Okay. So what is the background? I mean, unpack that for me. Because is this something that Dr. Causey, our former director of schools, and we talked about something where there was a Bible program that they could not get started because of the transportation part of it. And they just could not facilitate the transportation. I don't know. Is that the same one?
Well, I don't know if that was maybe confusing, because we met with Dr. Causey and he was very for it. What we're doing, he's excited about it too.
But this one, I think, was something else. I think it was something else that was a proposal, and it was a transportation nightmare. Yeah. And transportation is just
that's not something,
a mess as it is. Trying to deal with that, Mr. Heinerman knows that very well. But But anyway.
That's not something that the school, the county would be responsible for. That's privately, because we would be responsible for that too. So we already have a bus to do that. So we're set. We're planning to start in January in Sumner County, because there are already schools that want to start this, and parents who want to start this, of course.
Well, unpack it for me. What does that mean for me as a teacher? What does that mean?
Okay. Well, it's character-based Bible education.
Okay.
And following the First Amendment, the government shall not promote or discourage religious education. Okay. And so it's been available since 1952 in federally in the whole country. And then recently, last year, Governor Lee also signed into law that's we shall be a shall state to allow that to happen.
Okay.
So it's character based. So what happens is students, during an elective, not during a course, curriculum core course, but like maybe art or PE
audio
or
video
something.
Production, which is an elective.
But it'd only be 1 day, 1 hour a week. So it wouldn't interrupt their other times that they would have opportunity for that even during the week.
Okay.
So they'd come away off campus. Sometimes it's just like maybe a few blocks away to a church or some
kind of
building.
a field trip kind of thing.
Yeah. And so we'd only have about 45 minutes of instruction, depending on the time to travel from the school to the facility and back.
Mm-hmm.
But it'd be character-based. It'd be Bible stories. Stories like the Good Samaritan, how to treat your friends, how to treat your neighbors, how to treat everyone, love one another. That's the plan.
Yeah. Well, and now from a teacher perspective, so if I've got a kiddo that's leaving my class once a week, I'm assuming that the student is completely responsible for keeping the work up to date, and it's not going to be. As a teacher, I would support them in any way if that's something that they wanted to do, and the parents would applaud that. But they would have to be responsible to stay up to date, and it would be a 0 if they didn't do it, because I couldn't be like, hey, you were doing this, you got to do this.
Oh yeah,
and I'd give them every opportunity to make the work up, but still I can't chase them down to do it. And so that would be a consideration as well. But again, they commit to doing that. It's like going on a field trip.
Yeah.
Same thing happens when I have a kiddo missing on a field trip and they miss something that's kind of major. And so I have to say, that's your responsibility, not mine.
Oh.
And so that would be the same kind of thing, I suppose.
Right. Well, what we found at other places where they've done this, there's stats on this, that grades go up.
Oh, wonderful.
Because they're more respectful of authority and their work and have a work ethic that because it's character based. When they understand that God wants us to do our best in everything, to strive to be the best we can, they're typically there's lower discipline problems too. Less discipline problems, more alert activity. I mean, in the classroom, they're going to be a good student.
I think so. I mean, I think that's encouraging, and I think that'd be fabulous. But and there's quite a few of my kiddos that are definitely believers that they are, and it's just I can kind of in the back of my mind tell you which ones I think might be signing up for that. But and like you said, they're ones that tend to have a very high character and a good work ethic, so they can handle it. But I'm throwing out the scenarios that people will be like, well, what about this? What about that? So, but if you're just tuning in, we are talking with County Commissioner Martin Morgan. He is a friend that if you've not met him, he's just a joy, always full of light and just a smile. And, didn't you get kind of jumping off on a rabbit trail real quick, and I'm going to do an ad, but you got recruited to run for office, didn't you? Did somebody say wasn't it just some conservatives that said, man, we want you to run for office? Isn't that kind of how that happened, or was it your idea?
It wasn't my idea. No, it wasn't my idea.
I think it was.
I just like people. I like going to everything I can to try to find out what's happening in the county and who are the leaders. And so I started going to everything I could go to and meeting everyone I could meet. And after a while, he said, Martin, you ought to run for a county commissioner. And I thought, what? I've never been in politics, but so I said, okay, if you think that's a way I can serve and help the people, I'll do it. And it was a very interesting experience because I walked up and down the hills in my district, District 9, which is from Legacy Golf Course to the fairgrounds. And, I only got cussed out by 2 people and got prayed for by 2 people. So I feel I batted 50-50 there on that.
Bless your heart. That is amazing. Well, and we're tickled that you're in the position you're in, and I know you're doing a great job. But just anybody that's working in local political office, guys, just love on them and support them, and talk to them honestly about your concerns, but do it nice. That's one thing. When I have anybody in that's in political office, I'm like, be nice to these people. I have not sat across from a single person that has been elected to local office that I did not think were just upstanding, nice, kind people and worthy of respect. And so I don't know why in the world people would be less than respectful. I don't.
People have strong feelings.
I guess,
but
nonetheless, be respectful. This is a good guy here, y'all. We do need to pause for a second. Let's talk about, we're going to talk about Veterans Motorplex real quick. I'm telling you, they're coming up on the end of the season, guys. If you want to get out to Veterans Motorplex before the 2023 season says adieu, you have better get your tickets and get out there. Now, Veterans Motorplex, they run every Saturday. Gates open at 4. Racing starts at 6 and goes until about 9 o'clock. They have got all kinds of fun stuff coming up. And Jerry just wants to invite you out to come have some family-friendly fun. No alcohol. It's all just, and that's really unusual. I tell the story often. We went to tractor pulls whenever I was a kid. Went to a big Louisville tractor pull. And I was so excited to be there. I was a little kid. One of my first experiences, somebody spilling a beer on me. You know, you don't have to worry about that kind of stuff. And, you know, that's the thing that I'm 60 years old and I still remember that. You don't have to worry about that at Veterans Motorplex because there's no alcohol. They've got a great concession stand. Some of my kiddos from my class are actually working in the concession stand there. Jerry gave them the first job. And I just love that. He's such a great guy. So much fun. And just breathe new life into the Highland Rim Speedway. The way to follow them to see what's going on is go to Highland Rim Speedway. Follow there. They kept that page, but then changed the banner to Veterans Motorplex because Jerry is a veteran. He loves our military and honors them all the time. 6801 Kelly Willis Road is where the racetrack's located. 6801 Kelly Willis Road in Greenbrier. 615-643-8725 is the number to call. 615-643-8725. Can't say enough about the ticket price. $40 will get in up to 6 kids and 2 adults. That is a great deal. Go in. You can have dinner there. Again, cannot say enough about the concession stand. Well run, good food, just fun. And it's the time of the year just to sit with that nip in the air, bring a blanket and wrap up and just watch those cars speed around the track. You are going to have fun. Highland Rim Speedway, when you get by there, always please let them know that U-Turn sent you. And we're talking with County Commissioner Martin Morgan. He is in the house just sharing with us all the things on his heart that he's got going on. Really interesting fellow to talk to. And I appreciate the fact you got recruited to run because I kind of did too when I ran. I didn't win though. That's okay. God will open up doors through things he has you do, and you're going, why am I doing this? Yeah. And the door to this job, the door to my husband and I teaching all opened because of my run for Congress. I don't think it would have ever been on my radar had it not been for an association that I had with, the Petersons with the radio station and now Ebenezer Broadcasting and then the relationships I had with Dr. Causey as a director of schools when I started doing this show, all of the things. Kerry Roberts was the one who was like, you need to do the radio show, LaVern, Senator Roberts. So just the things that people coax you into doing that is really God going, I need you to take this path. And it's not a path I ever thought I would walk down because I don't think you're on a path you thought you would walk down either.
No.
So, but you're having fun.
I am.
What else do we need to talk about, sir? We've got a little more time here. We got another 15 minutes before we bring Miss Carol in here. So what else you want to talk about? You want to tell me, what have you got? Salt and you got a flashlight sitting there, sir.
I just
what
love
on
it.
earth
just
are
because
you doing?
I just think about it. We are the salt of the earth, Jesus said.
I agree. Yeah.
And we are to be light everywhere we go. And so I just think there's two examples. And that's kind of also as we teach this, if we get the opportunity to do SOS, and we use SOS. Why? One of the guys on the team that we're working on this came up with the dream that SOS is an international distress signal.
Yeah,
and we see the kids are pressured today with so many things that I never had to worry about things when I was that age, but they have so many more pressures today. So teenage suicide, drugs, and all kinds of things are happening to kids. So we chose the name SOS because it's an international distress signal, and we want to help them. We want to help them be victorious over every obstacle they face, and to know that they are very valued and they have a great future ahead of them. That is, the things on the news. If they would just watch the news every day, they'd be depressed. But they don't have to be. They could be. It can be understand God's perspective. Everybody has a worldview, and the worldview that many people adopt is a discouraging, kind of pessimistic, hedonistic, non-spiritual perspective. And God's world is that He does exist. We are created in His image, and we are to be light. Jesus said, "Be salt and be light wherever you go." And so. It's an opportunity to love people. One of the things that I've been doing for the last 3 or 4 years is just a lot of people, when I meet new people, I say, did you know we're cousins? Did you know we're cousins? And they look at me like, well, what's your last name? I say, Morgan. Well, how are we cousins? I said, well, I know this sounds maybe kind of funny, but way back, there was someone named Noah, and there was a big flood, and everyone perished except Noah and his family of 8 on that ark. And when they came off the ark, they began to multiply. And so we're actually cousins. We're related. Everybody, no matter what skin color, no matter what nationality, no matter what ethnicity, we are related, and we need to be building bridges and not walls.
Amen.
And I am excited about that. So I love meeting people and hearing their story, because I hear so many stories, sad stories. But when you get to be salt and light and tell them about how Jesus has a plan for our lives, it's fun.
I love that you do the Noah story, because I keep a picture of my niece and 2 great nephews in my classroom, and we had a thing the other day about diversity, and I'll tell them a little bit about my story, because I come from I have a lot of diversity in my family, and I actually have a niece and 2 nephews, and I said, if you know the foundation of the races, they are dark, light, and olive. And that comes down to Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Their names literally, and those are the sons of Noah, their names literally mean dark, light, and olive. Well, my niece, my great niece, and my great nephews are literally, and they call that the table of the nations. They are half light. They are a quarter dark and a quarter olive. Because their grandmothers are both American Caucasian. They have a grandfather that's African American, and then they have a grandfather from Persia, Iran.
Wow, that's
so
great.
They are literally, those 3 children are literally the table of nations.
Oh, wow, that's wonderful.
And I just, when it hit me, I was like, that's so cool. And so when they talk about diversity, I'm like, that's diversity right there. Those 3 little faces are diversity. And I just think that's such a beautiful story. And,
that's great.
And so I keep that in my room and explain that to my students. You know, I understand diversity.
Yeah.
You know, we've had a lot of diversity in our family, and it's beautiful.
Yeah.
So I love that you tell that story. So I may have to put a salt shaker and a flashlight on my desk just for grins and giggles and see if anybody asks me what it's about, because student initiated, you can say all kinds of things.
Oh, yeah. I'm kind of a maverick at a lot of things. Like whenever I get a medical form or a government form and they want to know what race, I put down human race, because I just think we're all in the human race. I don't know why we need to do that.
We had, I did a lot of work. I'll tell you, I have a lot of friends that are newcomers to the country and have taught a lot of English second language. And I have a lot of friends from Egypt. And I mean, a bunch of friends from Egypt. And I was working with one of the guys one time, and he wanted some help filling out a form. And they'd only been in the country maybe a year, and so we're filling out these forms, and he's like, I don't understand this part. It was African American, it was Hispanic, Caucasian. He goes, I don't know what to put. And I said, everybody thinks you're Latino. And he goes, yeah. And I said, and he goes, I said something about Middle Eastern. He goes, no. He goes, and he checks African American. He goes, I'm African. And I'm like, well, yeah, technically Egypt's in the continent of Africa. And so I said, but that's not what that means in America. And he finally just put Caucasian. Yeah. He was like, I don't know.
Well, I could put that too.
I got so tickled,
I could put that too, because we go back to Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden. And where was that? Africa, Middle East. I mean,
so it's just so funny.
Where do you start?
He and I, we had a lot of giggles over that, because he was like, he goes, I am in America and I'm African.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's not what it means. But anyway, it was funny. We're talking with County Commissioner Martin Morgan, just about things going on in his world. So what is this little trick? I want to hear the trick about the 10 Commandments. We got to do that before you leave. Can you share that with me?
Oh, wow. I'll do it really quickly.
Okay.
I just to tell you, though, on that, knowing the 10 Commandments is such a basic, valuable thing to know. When I went with a mission trip to Kenya, and we taught that to thousands of students in the Kenyan schools.
Cool.
And when we got reports back, they said the grade scores went up and the discipline problems went down. Because when people realize these foundational principles that God has told us to live by, it really makes a difference. So really quick, I teach kids to use their fingers and to remember like 3-word phrases. So like number 1, keep God first. Number 2, don't make idols. So like even the 2 fingers using like making scissors. Yep. You remember making no idols. Okay.
When
you're a little girl and you folded paper backward in zigzag pattern and cut out little.
Yes. Okay.
And idols, when we say idols, it can mean anything that you make more important than in your life than God. it's not making something out of a physical
thing.
Thing.
Work, it can be play, it can be Netflix.
Right. It can be your sport, it can be anything. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So number 3 forms a W. Watch your words.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Watch your words. Don't tell people you hate them or you don't use words that are degrading. Use only positive, uplifting, encouraging words. There's a verse in Ephesians 4:29 says, "Let no unwholesome word proceed from your mouth, but only such a word as is good for edification and may give grace to those who hear."
Yeah.
And there's other verses. So number 4 is I call it rest and worship. It's the commandment to remember the Sabbath.
Mm-hmm.
And so we need to work hard when we're supposed to be working, do our work, do your homework, do whatever it is you're supposed to do. And then rest and get plenty of sleep and rest. So rest and worship, number 4. Number 5, yes, sir, yes, ma'am. You can guess what that one is. Yeah. Honor your father and mother.
Yeah.
Number 6, 5 and 1, forms a gun. You can, don't murder.
Yeah.
Don't murder. Number 7, this is the hardest one to teach for children, I guess, but is don't commit adultery. But I say, don't be immoral. Be moral. Don't be immoral. And 3 and 5 is 8, don't steal.
Okay.
Number 9, don't lie. Number 10, don't covet. And with each of those, there's a lot more to say about each one. There are more verses of scripture that go alongside with those. But those 10 commandments, how you treat your neighbor, how you respect and love God, is worldwide a very valuable way to think of how you love other people and you treat your neighbor as yourself.
Mm-hmm. It's the foundation of civilization, y'all. When it comes down to it, and that's why we bringing them back into the schools and those kinds of things is just to remind. I think there was something said, and this has been years ago on something we did with where I was broadcasting at the time, and there was somebody in government office that said, wouldn't it be nice if we could just put the rules up on the wall where the kids were out, being unruly and they were having some problems in some district. And it's like, well, we just should put the rules up on the wall. And somebody said, you mean something like the 10 Commandments? And they were like, oh, yeah. Because the things they were wanting to put up on the walls, like, be nice to each other. It's like, I think we could tie that all back to the foundational principles. We're talking with County Commissioner Martin Morgan. We've got Carol Carter from Curated Collections on deck. But we've got just a few more minutes. What are we missing here that you want to cover before we move on to a different topic?
Oh, I just don't want to forget to mention that this coming Thursday, Americans for Prosperity, a speaker's coming at 6 o'clock at Purpose Life Church. Pamela Furr will all be coming again to see us. And so we talk about how parents and students can partner to have an opportunity to have different options for studying, for education.
And Pamela has, Pam and I are old friends, and she, and we're getting older, sister, but she was here on Saturday for the Republican breakfast, and then she is again here on Thursday, but she has taken on a new position, a new job, but she still does talk radio, and she works as a subcontract on that, so you'll still hear her popping up on radio as much as they have since to put her on because she's very good. And so you can hear her all over, but I'm excited for this path that she's on. She's enjoying it. She's doing a lot of traveling. So that'll be great. What time did you say that starts on Thursday?
6 p.m.
6 p.m. at Purpose Life Church. Very cool.
I want to mention again on SOS.
Ahead.
Because SOS for the students, hopefully we'll just keep increasing more and more support and awareness for SOS for the students. The opportunity to have release time is called religious release time, and we're getting together all the things that we need for that. We have the bus. I said that we'll be getting more buses as we need for transportation. There'll be security at each facility, so that's not something to worry about.
Okay.
There'll be every person will have a background check who's involved. Every teacher, every volunteer. We'll have a background check. The students who come in will obviously they will know. The school will know. The parents will know. There'll be the schedules will be identified for every parent to know exactly where their student is. So everything health-wise, security-wise is taken care of. I'm just so excited about thinking about kids given the opportunity to learn and come back into the school with a positive mental attitude and desire to learn and participate in the whole environment be much more positive.
I love it. Very good. And that's if we want to know more about this, if we've got kiddos that we want to, put in touch with this, who do we need to reach out to?
Reach out to me. I'd say first I can direct you to other sources.
Okay. Well, do you have a number you want to share or an email,
Sure,
something like that? And do it twice. Give it to us twice.
Okay. My phone number is 434-665-1456. I didn't ever change my number from Virginia when I moved here.
Gotcha.
And I still got the same cell number, 434-665-1456.
Very good.
Or martinmorgan4@gmail.com.
martinmorgan4@gmail.com. Your county commissioner, which district do you cover?
District 9.
District 9 county commissioner here in Robertson County, folks. For you newbies, there he is. Reach out to him. He's a good guy, and you'll enjoy talking with him. Well, we're going to let y'all make the switch. Let Carol come in here. She's got to bring in stuff. So we're going to, while I'm doing my ad, I'm going to let y'all make the switch. It was a delight. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
I'm going to get me a
LaVern.
flashlight and a salt shaker to put on my desk. I truly am. I just want the kids to be like, what's that about, Miss Vivio? Be the light, be the salt. Anyway. All right. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for being a part of what we're doing here at One Street Over. And we want you to continue on because Carol's bringing in some beautiful stuff from Curated Collections as we get ready for the holidays. But getting ready for the holidays. Are you wanting to move? Are you wanting a new house? I know the people you can talk to. Barry and Rebecca Richards with the Exit Realty Garden Gate team. Here lately, we've got so many different ways to communicate with Barry and Rebecca. You can go to sellwithbecky.com or buy robertsoncounty.com. You can just give them a call. You can reach out and just Google Barry and Rebecca Richards with the Exit Realty Garden Gate team. Barry.realtor is where his website pops up. And it'll pop up, and the banner that he's got on there, and this is something I really like to talk about a lot, is marketing expertise for your biggest investment. Marketing expertise. That is what he brings to the real estate table, and it's very unique. He was the vice president of a media marketing company for over 17 years and went full-time with real estate. You will find, if you go to his webpage, now, again, Barry and Rebecca have different pages. She also has a Facebook page, but if you go and click on the About Me on his page, it'll pop up and he'll tell you all about Rebecca as well. I talk about them being a team, but he's like, no, we're brokers, separate brokers. He's the broker here in Springfield. On the square, they have an office there for Exit Realty now. She's the broker up in White House. So they work separately, but also help each other all the time. If she needs marketing help, he's going to help her out. But they've got some great information there. If you go to his webpage, you can scroll down. It'll say start your search here, and you can put in the information. You can put in that you're wanting to maybe put the zip code in of the area you're wanting to move into. You can put how many beds you need, how many baths, and they'll put a search in and tell you everything that's available in that area. It's a fabulous tool, and it's with the Exit Realty Garden Gate team. All kinds of cool stuff. I'd like to talk about their historic homes that they've sold, and they've even sold historic businesses, guys. They are a great team. Barry and Rebecca Richards with the Exit Realty Garden Gate team. Go to sellwithbecky.com, or buy robertsoncounty.com. And when you contact them, please always let them know that U-Turn sent you, guys. And as we're continuing to set up with Carol, she's bringing stuff in. I do want to remind you, the Blues Festival happening this weekend. Tommy Marsh, Crooked Eye Tommy, was in here yesterday. Oh my goodness, it's going to be so much fun. If you've not seen the lineup, go to my Facebook page, and I've shared a lot. You can go to Tommy Marsh and look at his page and see all that's going on. But the gates will open at noon on Saturday. Music will start up at 1. They're going to have just music all over the place. It's going to be a great time. Going to have some food trucks there. And he says, bring your lawn chair. Mark and I, we've got to go to a soccer game first, but we're going to go and hang out just as soon as we can get there. And we're taking our big lawn chairs so we can just get real cozy and comfy. I'm going to take a blanket with me because it's going to be cool, but it's going to be wonderful. I am so excited about it. I love listening to Tommy play, and all the people he hangs out with plays like him. It's just good blues. And if you've never heard the blues, come on out. You're going to be hooked because it is a lot of fun. And that's happening Saturday. Crooked Eye Tommy's second annual Bluegrass Festival at the fairgrounds. Gates open at noon. They're going to have music all the way up until about 9. He said, really? They may have a little jam session, so there's no telling how long they'll go. But you just come on. He said, too, the tickets are $15 in advance through Eventbrite, but they're $20 at the gate. Now, by the time you pay the fees and stuff like that, it ends up being more if you buy them online. And he says, if you can, bring a 20 to get in at the gate, and that'll save them having to do they've got the things to do it digitally, but that takes extra time, and trying to get everybody in the gate, it'll just be a little bit quicker if you can bring cash. But and you park right there on the fairgrounds, so it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be a good time, and also a good time. This lady has fun because she just takes all pretty stuff with her everywhere she goes. We've got Carol Carter in here. She is from Curated Collections, and this is where you have the store where the tea room was located, and you're gonna have to get right on that microphone for me, okay? Scooch on in there. You got all kinds of pretties. Oh my goodness, we're fall and Christmas Oh my goodness. So you, one thing Lee Marie mentioned, and you do the decorating for somebody, like can have you come into their home and help out, right?
I do. That's really the primary core of my business. Is interior design.
Okay.
But the shop represents a little of everything, from furniture and accessories and lighting all the way into seasonal decorating. So.
Okay, fun. This is all beautiful. What got you into this? What's your background?
Well, I wanted to be an interior designer since I was 13 and spent time researching and doing prior to graduating from high school.
Okay.
Just researching and doing some studies, online classes. It wasn't online then. It was, I can't even think right now, but where I did extension classes in design before graduating from high school. So anyway, and then went on to college and got an art degree. And
that is wonderful. When did you open the shop?
I opened the shop 1.5 years ago in April. That's when I moved into the Burdette Tea Room.
Right. What have you been doing prior to that? This is like I said, we're sitting on the porch talking. I just love to hear a little bit more about folks and see how it's always interesting. I mean, it's interesting to see the way God just lays things out in front of you and shows you new things. And so what did you do prior to having the shop?
Well, I was still in the design industry and business, and working pretty much from my home, and
but that's wonderful. Yeah,
it was a lot less stressful. That's for sure. Keeping a shop open and stocked is time consuming, but it is fun, and so. But I've always been in the design business ever since I graduated from college. So.
I love it. So what are the hours of the shop right now?
They are Tuesday from 10 to 5.
Okay.
Through Friday, 10 to 5. And then Saturday, 10 to 3.
Good.
So we're closed Sunday and Monday.
Okay. Well, that's wonderful, though, because having the weekend hours are so critical. Because so many, I've spent until very recently, and me really becoming a school teacher, I've always worked in Nashville. And so even though I worked from a home studio during the bulk of my radio career, I still was tied up during normal business hours.
Absolutely.
And was on the road to Nashville any other time. It was just a constant, that commute. So having that Saturday time. So what's the Saturday time again?
It's 10 to 3.
10 to 3. Okay. Very good. And we love our downtown square. Oh my goodness. It's just so beautiful and so wonderful. Are y'all going to participate in any way with, are you going to have extended hours the day of the parade?
Absolutely. We will.
Wonderful.
Be open until the parade has passed through town. And that is such a fun event.
Yes.
Everyone should come out for that.
Yes.
Definitely.
Ace said, I had gone, when I picked up my camera and started taking pictures again, I thought I'm going to go to the parade. And it was not this past year, it was the year before, and got some pictures. And Ace Timmermeyer, she is our, I'm trying to think of her exact, she's the tourism director for Springfield.
Yes.
Love her to pieces. And she says, can we use some of your pictures you had up on social media? And I'm like, yeah. Because my husband, he was the picture of the truck and the nose lit up and all that. He goes, isn't that your picture? I said, yeah, it is. But, and I love it. But if that just kind of, I love that picture because it really sets the mood. It's just lighting up the downtown.
Exactly.
It is so... just so picturesque and beautiful and wonderful. I just absolutely love the setting. It's just fun. And it's just fun.
The parade seems to get better and better each year. Mm-hmm. Bigger floats, better, more extensive decorating. It's a great time.
What is the date of the parade?
I think it's the first Saturday in December.
Yes.
Not November, December. Yeah, last year.
2nd.
Yes, December 2nd.
I think it's December 2nd, if I'm not mistaken. Mm-hmm. So that's we have a family day every year with my kiddos because they're all scattered, and that's our family day. So what my hope is, I can say, okay, we're going to the parade. And so at the end of our day, that's my hope is we'll all come out to the parade. That's my plan. I have to, when you have kiddos, you have to get everything lined up and grandkids and all the things. So if somebody wants to, I know that people who do decorating get booked up with the holidays. So do you still have some slots open for holiday decorating?
I do. And as long as it's not extensive need, for instance, all my window treatment workrooms are booked through January now. So there's no chance of getting any custom draperies done in time now. But most everything else is available, and can be produced, like painting or wall covering or what have you. Mm-hmm. If somebody's interested in trying to dress up a dining room, which is dining room season.
Oh, yes.
And a lot of this that I brought today is just representation of some of the things you can do. If you're going to do a Christmas tree, you can poke some of these beautiful flowers into the tree. Yeah. These can go on wreaths at the front door. They can be stuck if you'll go out in the yard and cut some pine branches and stick the flowers in the pine branches and run it down the center of your table. There are a lot of things you can do to get ready for the holidays and not spend a ton of money. So
let me ask you this, and this is something because I'm really, really, really trying to launch photography as something that I do as a little side hustle, and I do a lot of freebie stuff right now, but I need to make it, something financially beneficial for my family.
Sure.
So I'm trying to get together. I did a Christmas scene last year and it was okay. Lighting was not great. It was So I'm redoing it this year, and I want to. I gathered all. If somebody was casting off a Christmas tree, I said, please let me come get it. Don't throw it away. And so I probably gathered 20 Christmas trees. And so I'm doing something in my barn in the loft with Christmas trees. And I'm not really sure how it's going to come together yet. I'm still kind of putting it together. But one of the things I would love, none of these trees are flocked. Can you flock a tree yourself successfully?
Absolutely.
How do you do it?
Well,
because I've looked online and I'm like, I don't know if that'll work. Well, how would you advise somebody that wanted to flock a tree?
Well, I have done them before, and you just buy the aerosol can of flocking, and you'll go through a few cans if you've got a big tree.
Yeah.
But you'll layer it. The first is very light and airy, and then you can. A lot of times the tips of the trees, I will, really shoot a lot of flocking on the tips, and then lightly go back towards the center of the branch. There's all kinds of methods for doing it, but it's going to take you a few cans to get it done.
I've seen some recipes for homemade flocking. Have you tried that?
I have not tried that because I don't know how you would get it on the tree unless you're just paint it on, and then it's not as fluffy. Right. But it also may not come off as easily too. So that could be a good advantage to doing that.
Yeah, I just didn't know if you'd had any experience with that because I thought that was intriguing because I've got a bunch of trees. And now some of the things I have seen say put the lights on it and then flock it. Is that what you would recommend, or do you flock it first?
I would. It's a mess when you flock it first because you're going to get flocking all over yourself, but you also won't get flocking on the light bulbs and dull the light.
That's what I'm thinking too. Yes. I mean, when I read that, I was like, I don't think that makes a lot of sense to me. So I may just kind of play around with it and see what I come up with. If it works good, I'll send you some pics.
Oh, great.
But see, I love this idea of putting people, they put ornaments all over trees, and people who've never discovered just putting these beautiful flowers in trees. It's absolutely gorgeous.
It is.
It turns out so beautiful. I absolutely love it. I do that oftentimes.
Yeah. You don't need as many ornaments when you're filling a tree with some of the florals and stems and trailers. There's some great little trailers here.
What is a trailer from a stem? Now I know this would be a stem. The one that you just had up. So that's the trailer.
Yeah, and then this one is definitely a trailer. You can see the crystal.
Oh, how pretty. That's beautiful. Look at that. Look how pretty. And you put a few of those in a tree. Wow. I mean, you don't need as many lights because this reflects it.
It does.
Yeah, that's absolutely beautiful, Carol. I love that.
You can layer it with.
Oh, I love that. I love that. And so you carry all this in the shop?
I do.
Okay.
And there's some unique little ornaments that
Right.
could be added as well.
Oh,
One
I
of
love
my
it.
favorites is the traditional red poinsettia and the
Cardinals.
cardinals.
Oh, yeah.
The
I love
cardinals are
that.
very definitely.
These poinsettias are gorgeous. That's probably one of the prettiest poinsettia stems
And
I have ever
it's-
seen. Look at that. How gorgeous is
It
that?
is. It's
that
a
is beautiful.
very large, almost 12 inches across.
That is gorgeous.
You can
I love it.
manipulate.
Yeah.
And for those that like a farmhouse look,
Mm-hmm.
they've come out this year with some.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Then,
This has got it's got all the pine branches on there, and that is really pretty. Gorgeous, gorgeous. And it reflects. Oh my goodness, that's beautiful. Beautiful stuff.
and there's all kinds of fun things that
Oh,
you can
yeah.
add to a tree and
Got
to a
the-
wreath.
The farm. Everybody loves a good farm truck. Come on.
That's right.
We all love that. That is beautiful. That is so pretty.
I could pull out all kinds of things, and at this point, it would be too much, I'm sure. But
Well, we can show some stuff. I'll tell you, I need to pause and take a break. We're talking with Carol Carter. She's from Curated Collections, and it's in Burdett's OT Room store is where you're going to find it on the square. One of our just fun stores. And you're open Tuesday through Friday from 10 to 5, and then on Saturday 10 to 3. And so great hours for you to come by and just kind of get ready for Christmas. You can keep all that out. We've still got time
Okay.
to talk.
All right.
But I do need to pause for just a moment. We're going to talk about Corbin Creek Greenhouse Gifts and Gardening Center. I was talking with Tommy Marsh yesterday, and when I started talking about Corbin Creek, he was like, how do I not know about this place? Because we were talking about all the beautiful things that they have for fall. And they have, of course, your CBD products that are locally produced, something that I just swear by with my arthritis. I can tell when I miss it. But they have it. It's produced from the plants that her brother Bill grows. And she can tell you all about the science behind it. We have got some kiddos. My grandson, Tiffany Thompson's daughter, they have little kids with headaches. You don't want to give them a bunch of meds, but they have this salve that you can put on their temples that has really helped and made a difference to help fight back the headaches that these little kids have. My mother had sick headaches when she was a little girl. So it's a thing for little kids, and you don't know how to treat it. Well, that's a natural option, and she can talk to you about it. Now is a beautiful time to plant some beautiful things in your yard, perennials that will come back year after year. And did you know mums are perennials, y'all? Don't let them die on your porch. Water them, keep them beautiful. And when they start not producing the blooms is boldly, well, then you can take and you can plant them outside, and they will come back year after year. And Amy can help you know where to plant those and what you have to do about keeping them cut back so they bloom at the right time. Pansies are also beautiful this time of the year because they are cold weather tolerant and will do beautiful in your yard as well. And they always have beautiful, beautiful selections. Great gift ideas when you go inside Corbin Creek Greenhouse. Handcrafted ideas from Miss Jane. I tell everybody I don't use pot holders now unless Miss Jane's made them because they're perfect. Absolutely perfect. And just love talking to the Corbins. They want to see you at 4920 Highway 161, 4920 Highway 161 in Springfield. 615-384-3185, 615-384-3185. The number to call for information, or just pop in and see them. They're open 10 to 4. Monday through Saturday, 1 to 4 on Sunday. Always let them know U-Turn sent you. Continuing our conversation with Carol Carter. She's from Curated Collections down on the square. Yes, she will be open for the parade night. That's going to be awesome. I love our parade now. I love the fact that we do it at night and the lights. It's just cool. That was one of the things that came about because of COVID. That's something good we got from COVID was the switch of making ours an evening light up parade. So what else do you want to show us? What else have you got beautiful you want to show us? Let's just have show and tell, but you got to get up on that microphone. You got to get up on that microphone for me.
Jerry wants to invite you and your entire family.
The more handcrafted
magazines that they put out at the end of the school year.
pretty.
You can still find them
Christmas
around town, but that back
farmhouse sort of.
is a
And there's
free
these
pass to
trees
get
out.
Three of-
kids and 2 adults
There
in.
you
There's
go.
a free
There's a set of
anytime
3.
during
They're all
the
different
entire
sizes. I love this.
2023
How
race
fun.
season. Bring your family
How fun.
out.
How
Gates
pretty.
open at
How
4.
pretty. This
Racing
is
starts
nice.
at
Love
6,
that.
And you will have so much fun.
So nice. Look
Come
at that, how
hungry. They got a
pretty
great
that looks.
concession
There you
stand. They
go.
have all
We're all-
kinds of
we're ready
events
for
and things
Christmas
for the
now.
kids.
Getting
We're in the
close.
studio.
There you
There you go.
go.
And it'll be here in a minute, y'all.
Highland
Oh, my
Speedway.
goodness.
No.
That way
It
you
comes
can
up
stay
so
up to date
fast
with
now.
It
everything
does.
that's
But it's
going on.
wonderful. I
Veterans
love that.
Motor
But
Play.
all these
A
beautiful
great way
things,
to
you can come
spend
by and find
your
some beautiful
Saturday
things for your
evening with your
home.
kids, with your
And
family,
if
with
you
your
want some
friends.
help, decorating.
End of October, get to the races today.
And
Saturday,
even if you just want some ideas for table setting for your Thanksgiving Day or your Christmas Day, I love to help.
Cumberland Connect.
A lot of times I'll talk to clients and say, hey, pull out your old silver mix and mash dishes, get some table linens out, and just kind of layer your table and be very creative with what you already have.
I love it. And you have, you also, we don't want to neglect, we're doing a lot of Christmas stuff, but she's got the orange right there in a prominent place. We've got our fall stuff, harvest stuff.
Beautiful.
Love it, love it, love it. Look how pretty.
Things left.
Okay, because people are pretty much into that. And I was in Kentucky with my mom on Monday, and she's like, LaVern, change the reef on my door. Because we had to change. We had to get her. Let me see. I'll have this.
I know this is starting to. I moved it around too much, but
monthly credit.
You can always fluff them. I had to fluff at my mother's reef, and they hold up really well, especially if they're made well. And these obviously are. But so you can still get some stuff for fall if you need to deck your house for fall. And it doesn't take much. I went and put out a couple of white pumpkins and things like that.
Exactly.
I'm decorated for fall. You want to do something. And you can do something simple, or you can get very elaborate. I mean, it's a lot of fun. I've had years that I've just gone crazy and put stuff everywhere. And then, this year I just put out a couple of pumpkins, and I love this one. That's cute. That's a cute little pumpkin. Look at that. How adorable.
Those are.
That's fun. That's fun.
Cloth
Greenhouse,
I love it.
Ribbon,
Fun.
and they are half off now.
Okay.
At the shop.
Okay, so you can get some deals on. Would that be just that, or fall decor and
All the fall decor is on sale.
there you go. Fall decor half off right now. And you need to just go by Curated Collections and see Miss Carol and pick out something beautiful for your home. You still have time to decorate, and then you can just slide right into to the hall. How quickly do you, as a person, do you keep your fall decorations up through Thanksgiving, or do you switch over to Christmas just immediately?
Thanksgiving for me. That's the date. I don't really want to. I have brought Christmas out and been a mix on Thanksgiving, but I prefer
I do too.
to wait till right after and then start.
Well, see, I have friends that they're putting Christmas trees out now. They're like, I just can't wait. And they're so funny, but everybody has their thing. I like fall decor. I really enjoy it. I enjoy the whole the celebration of Thanksgiving. I just like to kind of rest in it. And and then the Christmas right after,
I have several clients who have enough space that they'll go ahead and put up a tree, but they'll decorate it for the fall.
Okay.
And then all of that comes off, and then they'll put the Christmas on it.
Okay, so and I think you could do that. I think you could do that for sure. And it's very different. Well, I know people that are so Christmassy, they'll leave a Christmas tree up year round and put 4th of July and Easter and all kinds of stuff on it. I get tickled. And I had a friend one time, their tree was the prettiest they'd ever done. And there's I just can't stand to take it down. So they just switched out ornaments and switched out decor, and they kept it up for a year. I think finally after a year, they're like, okay, after 2 Christmases, I'm done.
Yeah.
And I got tickled at them. But if you have any questions for Carol Carter, Curated Collections, just pop in and see her. Her hours are Tuesday through Friday, 10 to 5, Saturday, 10 to 3, right?
That's right.
Right.
You got it.
And it's in the old Burdett Tea Room. That's where you'll find it. If you've not spent time strolling our downtown square, you need to do that soon. And this is the perfect time of year for that. Just take a stroll. You got fall break, everybody. This would be a great time to pop in and see her while the kids are out of school. And a lot of people are taking some time off this week. And it'd be a great time to see folks come out and see you. Anything we're missing that we need to cover?
No, but as far as downtown goes, we do have a new boutique across the street from Burdett's that just opened up on Friday. And I don't know, there's a lot of new people downtown. So
just come and see what's going on. And then a lot of the old favorites. You got Crossroads always there, and I've been there forever. Just
Serenity.
Love them to pieces. And just want to invite you to come into the downtown square and see what's going on and see all the beauty of our downtown. And here's the thing. As somebody, I mention this from time to time, I'm from Mayfield, Kentucky, y'all. Enjoy your downtown square. Mine's gone from my hometown. Completely gone. And so we had a downtown square very similar to Springfield, and it got wiped out. And so appreciate it, guys. It is a blessing. It is a beauty, and enjoy it. And I just can't say enough about it. that was always my thing. Is I said it was one reason why Springfield was so easy to become my home is because it was so similar to where I grew up. Mm-hmm. And appreciate what you got, y'all. Appreciate what you got.
That's
and
right.
You just we've got something, a treasure there, and it needs to be treasured.
I agree.
So, yeah, it needs to be treasured. We need to spend more time in our downtown square, y'all.
Yeah, I'm from the West Coast, and we didn't have those kinds of communities. This is just charming.
Yes, it is, and appreciate it, and just love talking. So how long have you been in this area? I'm curious. I didn't
Since
realize
2011.
That. Awesome. Well, wonderful. What brought you to the area?
Well, my niece got married, and we came to the wedding and fell in love with Tennessee, and knew we would be moving out of California at some point, and just made it happen sooner.
How wonderful.
Yes.
I love hearing these backstories, because we got Sweet Lee Marie. She's a Californian too. And she kind of she visited and just kind of fell in love with it as well. Isn't that interesting?
Yes.
We got something special.
You really do, because it's just a very special community for sure.
Yeah, it is.
And rare. Not every state has such beautiful communities as I feel like we do.
I love it. That is wonderful. I love talking to new friends, and we had met several times, but it's been in a big group, and so we hadn't had a chance to talk. So I'm so glad that we had an opportunity to visit. I do need to go ahead and do one break, one more commercial here as we kind of wrap up my time. Lee Marie will be sliding in here. Are you hanging out with Lee Marie or at 8, or I think you're just doing it till 8?
I think we're done.
Okay, well, and if you think, while I'm doing my ad, if you think of anything else you want to cover before we say goodbye, we can do that. But let's take a pause and let's talk about Cumberland Connect. Love Cumberland Connect. They're awesome. If you have not experienced high-speed internet, wonderful broadband services from the folks at Cumberland Connect, you don't know what you're missing. And if you are a Cumberland Electric customer, you are going to have access to high-speed internet. It's just a matter of time. They'll be knocking on your door. And a lot of the times the telltale is you'll see these wires out on the utility pole, and that means that they're probably there. And what's very interesting, people that will reach out to them and say, well, I need broadband service. Are you available yet? And they're like, yeah, we've been there for months. Are you ready to hook up? And the customer service is just phenomenal. Oh, I can't say enough about how wonderful they are and how helpful they are. Very easy to contact. You can go and look them up at cumberlandconnect.org, cumberlandconnect.org. Put in your zip code, and that'll tell you whether or not they're about to knock on your door. But also, too, that'll give you an outline of when they're going to service which areas. But they're getting really close to getting everybody hooked up. Even our Senator Kerry Roberts, we tease him. He's going to be the very last one because he's so close into Springfield. But they're getting really close to his house as well. And if you want to know more, you can, again, cumberlandconnect.org, cumberlandconnect.org, or you can go to 1-800-987-2362, 1-800-987-2362, and have a conversation with them and just find out all the particulars. And they also have a program, because the internet is now a utility. They have the Affordable Connectivity Program. And for qualifying households, you could qualify for up to $30 to help pay for broadband services. They've got packages starting at just $30 per month. It's wonderful. As a photographer, being able to do my work from home and be able to upload pictures. I've got several things I've got to do and load into Dropbox and all those kinds of things. And you got to have connectivity. You got to have high speed to be able to do that in an efficient way. And I'm so thankful to have it available now. Reach out to them today. Cumberland Connect, cumberlandconnect.org. Always let them know you turned Cincha. Carol, what are we missing? Anything?
Well, I did forget that I do have a few little fun boutique things.
Okay.
Like this is a
fun.
A little
right on that microphone for me.
Swing top that you can buy that has a Monet pattern on one side. I've got them with Van Goghs, and so there are a few little things like that. Some jewelry.
Night. You got some Starry Night.
I do have a Starry Night, beautiful wrap. So yes.
See, okay, I need to have that on my.
A few things.
Van Gogh is just this is my sister's favorite artist, and she's passed, but yeah, he's special.
He's special.
And yeah, I love stars. I just love that. I just absolutely love it. But that's, and a lot of people do. I'm not unique in that, but yes. Oh, I'd love that idea.
The big sunflowers that he did.
Yeah. Everybody loves the sunflowers.
Yes.
I mean, especially with our big old sunflower festival that we have up at Red River Farms. Yeah. Isn't that
right.
it?
Yeah.
I can't remember. I'm like, but that's a cool thing. And so we love our sunflowers, especially this time of the year. And you need to get by and see this lady. She's a delight. And we want to invite you again. The hours are Tuesday through Friday. See if I can get them right. Tuesday through Friday, 10 to 5 and 10 to 3 on Saturday. And the business is, I got to look at it, Curated Collections. And we want to invite you to come out. Anything else that you want to say as we get ready to wrap it up?
No, I think that's it. Thank you very much for
Anytime.
Spending time with you this morning.
Absolutely. It was my pleasure. And, I'm just so thankful to get to know you better.
I get to know you as well.
Exactly.
Thank you.
And I will pop in. I'll pop in
All
and
right.
see you. Wonderful.
Great.
Thank you, Carol.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for joining us for, again, 1100 WSGI. This has been One Street Over. And as we wrap it up and head out to enjoy my fall break, I want to remind you that Lee Marie is on deck, and she's got my brother, Ken Gamble, my brother in Jesus. I say that when we're out in events. People are like, I didn't know you were Ken's brother. I'm like, well, in Jesus Christ, I am. And he's a good guy. And with the Orange Heart Medal Foundation and all the things for our wounded Vietnam veterans that came home wounded. If you don't know about that program, where you been? Been under a rock. We've been talking about it for a long time, and she's going to refresh your memory on that coming up on 1100 WSGI and The Go Show. Lee Marie is up next. Stay tuned, y'all. God bless.